Well, good morning, everybody. And welcome back to Camp America. We're out here after another flood, and we're going to see if we can get some workable gravels from this bedrock area. And it's a whole different story. In a place like this, you can either try to find a crevice that somebody hasn't worked that will likely hold some gold, or you can just try to find some gravels that are worth working. And I'll tell you, most of this stuff here is float gravel, and it's not holding any value. So I've got my stuff here, and I'm going to try to make my way across there to the other side and see if I can rustle up some gold for you. And I'll bring you back on when I've got something to show you. Okay, I've been doing pans from over there. You see one big rock right there, right in the center there, right underneath of that. And I did about 7 or 8 pans over there, and I was getting maybe 1 or 2 pieces, 1 or 2 colors of pan. And I come back over here and I said, well, let me just dig some right down below this little dam these guys put here. This is that gravel bed there, and I got a couple specks there. So I mean, I'm not going to go over there and dig if I can get the same results over here. So I got to find a better place to dig, and it might be right in here. Obviously, somebody's been digging, and I'm going to try one right here, right on this edge here, coming out of this inside bend right down here. And I'll bring you back on if I get anything worth showing you. All right, it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I decided where I'm going to dig. I just filled a bucket over there, and I'm looking over here and pan it out where there's a little bit of shade. Set this phone in the shade too. And after I do a couple pans, or if I see anything worthwhile, I'll bring you back on to show it to you. Okay, so in case you're wondering a few things, okay? You see that dead area over there where the water's there's like a backwater there? You would wonder, well, why isn't he trying to dig there? Well, I'll tell you, I've been here when this creek was not in flood, when it was just about dry. And that whole area over there slopes straight down like with bedrock, and it goes about 8 or 9 foot deep is what it would be now. I have dug behind that tree right there, downstream side, but if you step off from that tree a foot, you're up to your crotch, or up to my crotch anyway. And if you're wondering what I'm doing with this bucket of material, I'm speed panning, and I get it down to about that much black sand. And if I haven't seen anything worth snuffering, I go ahead and put another couple scoops in it. So I'm going to do that. And I also want to let you know that this is my last day probably digging in Arizona. I'll probably be heading for home maybe tomorrow, maybe late tomorrow night. And I love Arizona, but I probably won't be back here unless I can manage to get a membership in Roadrunners, where Chuck Gentles is a member of the Roadrunners, and he does a lot of work for them. Or one of the other clubs that, I mean, I'm GPAA and LDMA, but I've been to Stanton while I was here this time, and they've got mineral disputes going on at their claim down there at Stanton. So, and the GPAA, I'm not going to say anything. They're good places to camp. They're nice people. But unless I can get myself unless I can swing a membership in the Roadrunners, I probably won't be back to Arizona next year, as much as I love it. But I'm going to show you this. This is Lynx Creek. Show you upstream, downstream. It rained like hell last night. Well, it started at noontime yesterday, and it's right back the way it was when I first got here, which is kind of unbelievable. And they're actually calling for more rain before the week's out. So I'm glad Arizona's getting the water because they need it. But I didn't come prepared for this at all. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. When I get to a certain amount there and I see a bunch of fines, I dump them in this concentrate bucket. But and that's to clean up when I get home. But anyway, I know it's kind of been a bummer here, but it's like you can't dig when it's stormy. And I lost maybe 7 out of all my days up here because of flood conditions and rain. So, love Arizona. I will be back, but I don't know if I'm going to come back next year unless I have a membership that will give me access to claims, so I don't have to worry about conditions in certain parts of the area, so that I can run a sluice or my little dredge or something like that, because I just enjoy using my equipment. All I've been able to do here is a little bit of sluicing and a bunch of panning, and my fingers are telling me about it. They're all cracked up. And anyhow, like I said, this is probably very probably my last day in Arizona this year, and looking forward to seeing you again. And I'm going to make a trip probably in a month or so. I'm going down to North Carolina. I got some obligations to fulfill down there, so I'll probably do some digging while I'm there, and I will see you all. Well, actually, I'll just pause you, and we'll see what we get here before the day's over. I just got to set you the shade somewhere so the sun don't kill this phone. Anyway, there's the creek in flood. Okay. Now, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this or not. You'll be able to. Yeah. That is about the biggest flake, or as big as any flake I've gotten here this year, digging and fanning mostly in Arizona. But the point is that I could have run that bucket, I mean it's not done, but I could have run that bucket probably in 10 minutes with a sluice, but I'm not allowed to use a sluice where I'm working. So I'll bring you back on and we'll do a snuffer dump from today, and then I'll get the snuffer from this whole time I've been out here, and we'll do a total snuffer dump before we're done with this video. I'm going to pause you right now. Alrighty, there, my friends, is a snuffer dump from today, and it's got some pretty pieces in it, but it's not that great to take. I don't know if you can see it better in the sunshine or whatever, but I'm pretty sure you can see it. Now I got another snuffer dump to do for the trip, and I'll do that when I get everything packed up back at the truck, so I'll pause you and bring you back on for that. Alrighty, now I'll try to get this so I can be sure you see it. Yeah, there's my take for this trip so far, and that's probably going to be it. I don't think I'm going out again. I'd say I got about not quite a half a gram. And I want to say thank you to Andy from Andy and Amy's Arizona Adventures. Didn't see Amy this year. I hope she's doing well. And it was fun digging with Scott and Cary and Deb and Keith, and looking forward to seeing them again. But the thing about coming out on vacation, when you're coming out to a place like this, you're on vacation, other people are working, so you really can't. I didn't want them to feel obligated, or Andy to feel obligated to come hang out with me, which he did anyway. And yeah, you've got to make sure that you have access to what you need. Now, if I hadn't been rained out 7 times, I probably would have done much better this year. But I'm going to make sure of that before I come out again. So I'm probably going to join the Roadrunners. And I just want to say thanks to everybody. Arizona's awesome. It's an incredible place, incredible people. And I will see you all the next time I see you.